Brennan Johnson speaks out, and could today be the day we get a here we go on Eze? Here are your daily Tottenham news headlines. Hello, welcome back to the channel. My name's Craig and here are your daily Tottenham news headlines, where I'll be going through all the latest news, rumours and reports. If you're watching on YouTube and are not already as yet subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Like, share and comment below. And if you're listening on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. Let's get into it. TBR Football report that Eberechi Eze was quickly convinced by Tottenham's project following talks with Thomas Frank. The Danish manager is a huge fan of the 27-year-old and firmly believes that he can be a key part of his team at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Just after his own switch across London, Frank quickly made it clear that he wanted Eze. Chief correspondent Graham Bailey told TBR Football Eze has spoken with Frank, and I'm told that it took very little time for Eze to realise that this was the right move. Frank's vision for him certainly hit the spot. Frank firmly believes that Eze could be a cornerstone to his Spurs project. He rates him that highly. Eze to Arsenal did look on at one stage, but now that move has gone away and he is fully focused on the move to Spurs. Bailey added, yes, at one point the move to Arsenal looked likely, but in football things change. Now the Arsenal talks are behind Eze. He is fully focused on Tottenham and what he can do. Sky in Germany state advanced talks now ongoing between Spurs and Crystal Palace regarding Eberechi Eze. All parties involved are optimistic about completing the deal before deadline day. Eze is 100% committed to joining Spurs and he's waiting for the green light to undergo his medical. The deal could be worth up to €70 million. And TalkSport are reporting that Crystal Palace now have reached a verbal agreement with Leicester City for El Canouse, all-in fee in excess of £30 million. This transfer would allow Eberechi Eze to complete the move to Spurs. The Manchester Evening News state that contrary to many reports, Manchester City will sell pretty much any player in their squad, and Savinho is no exception. If the right offer arrives and if the player wants to take it, the deal happens. That should be all the encouragement Tottenham need if they want to seal a deal for Savinho. The North London club have already approached City for their Brazilian winger and remain interested. From City's perspective though, selling to a rival in the same league has risks. Their track record is pretty good, but with Cole Palmer it remains a sore spot for the City bosses, and even if you're confident you are getting the best deal, you have to try and minimise damage. The report goes on to say that despite Guardiola's praise and talk of the player's potential, his numbers in his first season in the Premier League were not much to write home about. So there is significant room for improvement as he matures. Even a fee of 60 or 70 million could end up looking like a bargain, however, for Spurs if he develops as well as his manager believes he can. City have no reason to sell, so if Tottenham want him, then the right offer has to be an astronomical one. Football.London report, however, that this story comes on the heels of the latest claim via Guillem Balaguer that City have decided they will not sell the player to Spurs. But for the first time since this information has emerged, Savinho has chosen to post on Instagram, "Dreams are paths built by the heart," the 21-year-old's cryptic message read. That was a caption of 4 images of his collection of personal memorabilia from his career so far. Savinho in training and a pair of blue Nike Total 90 trainers. So make of that what you will. I personally don't think it says much at all, and not much can be read into it, but there you go, that's just me. Pep Guardiola has also stated, however, but in the end, as always, the desire of the players prevails above everything, but they have to arrive with an agreement with the club. And Brennan Johnson has been talking to the club's review show and has stated that he is crystal clear on his targets stepping into a new season. The forward carved his name into Spurs folklore by scoring the winner in the UEFA Europa League final against United in Bilbao in May. For me personally, it's just wanting to replicate it. He said wanting to do it again. It felt good. Obviously, it was 17 years wait for a trophy for the club. There was a kind of feeling of relief around the place, and obviously a lot of joy. But for me as a player, it made me look at it differently. I want to be like the players who are serial winners, winning so many competitions, because I'm sure the feeling doesn't get any worse. I think it gets better every time. So yes, I want to replicate it. I want to come back, work hard, and I want to do it again with Spurs. That's the biggest thing. Obviously, it was such a long time, and I think the squad last season put themselves into the history books. Obviously, winning the European trophy, I think we all want to do it again. When we've come into the new season now, the manager's made it clear that there's a few competitions this season that we want to go far in, and why not? And the BBC report that Tottenham forward Mathys Tel says the online racist abuse he received after the club's recent defeat in the UEFA Super Cup will not bring him down. The 20-year-old Frenchman was the target of abusive message on social media after Spurs lost the match 4-3 on penalties after letting a 2-goal lead slip in normal time. Speaking for the first time since the incident, in a post on his Instagram account, Tel said he wanted to say thank you for all the messages of support he had received, and I was also disappointed about Wednesday night, but racism has no place in our society. Every day is a learning curve and every day is a lesson, Tel said. I know where I come from, where I started, and none of this will bring me down. With work and humility, respect reigns. Thoughts on all those stories today. First, Eze, really excited now that it seems, fingers crossed, that Palace seem to have the deal for El Kanous certainly advancing, you know, agreeing terms, verbal terms with him. That would seem to be time to rejoice, hopefully, for Spurs fans, that Eze is just that little bit closer. It seems like that deal is almost there, just some bits and pieces to tie up. So are we going to get Here We Go from Fabrizio Romano today? Let's hope so. Let's really hope so, because that's going to be an exciting signing for me. I don't think I've ever actually been as excited about a signing for, well, a couple of decades probably. Don't get me wrong, I was so pleased that when Gareth Bale came back, that feeling when Bale came back, and Van der Vaart as well. Ginola, Klinsmann, but this signing, I've wanted Eberechi Eze at Spurs for a long, long time. So get down in the comments, let me know how you're feeling about the thought of Eberechi Eze playing at Spurs. Of course, the other one, Savinho. It's funny, this story. I think it's going to rumble on till the end of the transfer window. Could it be one that Spurs go for towards the end of the window? Not sure. I'm really not sure about this. Does make you think sometimes that people are just writing stories to get headlines. I don't know, but I'll bring it to you anyway, and you can make of it what you will. I'm not sure about Savinho. It never seems like there's that much concrete interest. The picture of he put on Instagram, I'm not buying into that. I don't know if you guys, what you make of that. I just think it's a post he's put on Instagram. It could mean anything, so let's not read too much into it. That's my opinion anyway. Brennan Johnson, obviously our scorer in the Europa League final. Great performance by him on the day, and really good to hear him talking about the future at Spurs. He obviously wants to be at the club, and Brennan Johnson's got this knack of scoring, and I know he's got his people that are not sure about his ability. But for me, anybody who scores goals and has got that knack of scoring goals, Gary Lineker always had it. And yes, Gary Lineker was a striker and Johnson isn't a striker, and there's more work needs to be done on his defensive duties, and no doubt Thomas Frank will get that out of him, hopefully. But I love to hear players talking that they want to be at the club, and Brendan Johnson certainly does that. And let's hope he has a very good season in front of goal again. And finally, Mathys Tel, we've covered this the other day, but good to see Mathys Tel coming out. Let's hope he wasn't affected too much by the racist abuse, the abhorrent abuse he got online. No, absolutely no place in our society for that and our club. And it looks like the fan base gave him a really good reception when the Spurs stadium at the weekend. So that was really good to see. And yeah, long may it continue that we support our players like that, because that must have been horrible for Tel, just a young lad getting that abuse. It's not easy. It's not easy when you get abuse when you're my age, trust me. You know, if you haven't got anything nice to say, don't say it. That's always been my opinion. But get down in the comments, let me know your thoughts on all those stories today. Let's hope we can get Eze over the line soon, and come on you Spurs.